for your safety. This month is Fall Protection Month, and the Northeast Florida Safety Council wants to remind people in their homes and those in the workplace to practice proven safety measures when working in an elevated environment. We have Mark Gibson, Director of the Occupational Safety and Health Department for Northeast Florida, and the Safety Council, Bill Burkhart, a safety instructor for the Safety Council, to talk to us today. Thank you, guys. We're talking about fall protection here. Talk to me about what you mean by that.
Sure, Scott. What we mean by that is the overall understanding that any time a worker is on a roof or above an elevation of 6 feet, there are specific requirements for them to have safety equipment on to prevent them from falling, injuring, and or possibly death. OSHA statistics show that the amount of worker deaths on the job site are continually rising, and the biggest one is fall protection. People are not saving their lives through fall protection.
Well, Bill, you wore the harness there. This is
Yes,
a
sir.
good example of what the types of things you teach at the Safety Council.
Yes.
How is that viable? I mean, when is that required to start using something like that?
Anytime you're above 6 feet.
Even that low?
Even
Above
that low.
6 feet?
Above 6 feet. Anytime you're above 6 feet, OSHA requires you to have some kind of fall prevention. And this is just one of the methods to keep workers safe and keep them from coming in contact with lower level.
Now, Mark, you were telling me the amount, you kind of surprised me, the amount of job sites that you will go by that have people not following this is pretty common.
Well, Scott, you're exactly right. I happened to come home from work the other afternoon, hear a bunch of nail guns going off behind my home. I walk out back into the backyard, and the house behind me has 5 workers on it, putting a new roof on, and not a single one of them had any fall protection on whatsoever. It's an accident waiting to happen.
So if I'm a business owner and I'm running a small business or something, because a lot of these are small businesses,
Yes.
and they're not using it, what happens?
Well, there's several things that possibly could happen. Number one, hopefully, unfortunately, someone does not fall and lose their life or injury. Number two, when OSHA is out doing field inspections and they are to drive up onto a job site and there's not people tied off using the proper safety equipment, at that point OSHA gets involved, and then there becomes fines and what have you for violating OSHA policy.
So if I'm a worker at a small business and I'm scared I'm going to lose my job if I let OSHA know that this is happening, there's some protections there.
There is. OSHA has a stipulation put in place with their program. It's called the Whistleblower Protection Act, where anyone can anonymously report OSHA violation. They will not be held accountable. They will not be brought into a court of law. They are completely protected from any type of issue with them being named as the person who blew the whistle.
And Bill, really quickly, you got the harnesses and everything, but it's not just harnesses. There's probably a lot of other safety mechanisms that need to be in place.
This is anchor. You know, this is an anchor. It's ABC: anchor, body wear, connector.
And helmets, I'm sure.
And hard hats are required.
Hard hats are required.
But you know, it's a system. Without any one of these 3 components being used properly, it's no good. But you have to use all 3 of these components properly.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. Something very important. Fall protection on job sites, I'm sure, is a big deal. I've done a lot of stories with falls over the years.
Very much so. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you very
Scott.
much.
Appreciate it.
Well, for more information, call 904-399-3119 and jacksafety.com.